Welcome to our latest video, 10 Shocking Comparisons, Life Before and After Climate Change. In this enlightening feature, we will explore and compare the dramatic changes our world is undergoing due to climatic shifts. We'll focus on everything from temperature extremes to migration and conflict due to environmental changes. Stay tuned as we delve deep into how our Earth has transformed and what it means for humanity's future. Let's heed the call of our planet in distress. 1. Temperature extremes. In the not-so-distant past, the world's climate showed a comforting predictability. Average global temperatures were fairly stable, and the four seasons followed one another like clockwork. Heat waves, though unpleasant, were rare and usually something people could handle with some preparation. Imagine being caught in a sudden summer rain, unexpected but not unbearable. Fast forward to today, and the narrative reads more like a disaster movie. Record-breaking heat waves are now a regular headline across the globe, with temperatures in some cities turning unbearable, climbing above 50 degrees Celsius. Cold regions, which were previously considered immune to extreme warmth, like the Arctic, are warming up at a pace 4 times faster than the world average, reshaping ecosystems and livelihoods in real time. 2. Sea levels. Once upon a time, coastal cities were thriving spaces where the horizon was a comforting line of stability. Places like Miami, Venice, and Jakarta were hubs of life and commerce with little concern for the lapping waves at their edges. Today, those waters tell a different story. Rising sea levels threaten these coastal havens, causing severe and frequent flooding, jeopardizing both livelihoods and heritage. Island nations face a more sinister fate. For them, rising seas aren't just an inconvenience but an existential threat. For instance, the Maldives is disappearing beneath the rising waters, a poignant example of how climate change impacts are anything but uniform. 3. Biodiversity. The world was once a vibrant tapestry of life, dotted by lush rainforests and dazzling coral reefs, similar to a kaleidoscope filled with vivid colors and intricate patterns. These ecosystems were not just beautiful, they were the reservoir of the world's biological riches. This vibrancy is dimming. Human-induced changes, like deforestation and ocean acidification, have put over 1 million species at risk. Coral bleaching, a phenomenon that has turned once colorful reefs into ghostly structures, now affects about 70–90% of reefs worldwide. Nature's symphony, filled with the buzz of insects and the songs of birds, is turning hauntingly silent. 4. Agriculture. In times gone by, agriculture was the backbone of civilization, with stable climates enabling predictable harvests. Farmers could follow nature's cues, planting and harvesting in a rhythm set by the earth itself. Today, that rhythm is out of tune. Global warm-ups and erratic weather patterns bring both droughts and floods, sometimes in the same region within the same year. Crops like wheat and rice, vital to billions, are experiencing decreased yields. This disruption extends to supermarket shelves, where food shortages and skyrocketing prices remind everyone of the fragility of our food systems. 5. Freshwater supply. Rivers, lakes, and glaciers have been generous providers of freshwater, sustaining civilizations for millennia. They were nature's gift boxes, always ready to replenish and revive. However, the present picture is more like a half-empty glass. Major rivers such as the Colorado and Indus are visibly shrinking. Meanwhile, glaciers, from the majestic Himalayas to the rugged Andes, are melting at unprecedented rates. Billions of people who rely on these water sources face uncertainties, akin to a suspense movie where the next twist is always unexpected. 6. Extreme weather. Once upon a time, extreme weather events were outliers, surprising but not overly damaging. Hurricanes, tornadoes, and fierce storms held a reputation as rare visitors. The frequency and ferocity of these events make them headline news today. Storms like Hurricane Harvey in 2017 and Typhoon Haiyan in 2013 unveiled a new normal, where storms don't just pass through, they leave unfathomable destruction in their wake. It's as if Mother Nature now has a more powerful vocabulary, using it more often than ever before to voice her displeasure. 7. Forests. Forests played the role of Earth's lungs, purifying our atmosphere section by section. Majestic and dense, these forests stored carbon and supported a myriad of life forms. But the Green Fortress is under siege. Holiday-like postcard images turned morose due to the barrage of wildfires, the magnitude of which the world had never witnessed this often before. Events such as the Australian wildfires of 2020 and the Amazon blazes of 2019 underline the predicament. Deforestation isn't just tree cutting, it accelerates carbon emissions and wipes out countless habitats. 8. Ocean health. The vitality of Earth's oceans was once astounding. They hosted vibrant fisheries and were home to intricate webs of marine life akin to bustling cities under waves. Today, those bustling underwater streets are eerily quieter. Overfishing, coupled with the stresses of warming waters and acidification, is collapsing marine ecosystems at an alarming rate. Fishing communities reliant on this maritime wealth find themselves staring at dilapidating nets and dwindling catches, the very symbols of their waning lives and livelihoods. 9. Human health. While air and water quality once promised vigor and life with fewer climate-driven dangers, the story has evolved. Pollution leads to nearly 7 million deaths each year, depicting an invisible, silent predator stalking the air. Similar to a domino effect, rising temperatures are not just uncomfortable, they escalate health risks like heat stroke and encourage the proliferation of diseases such as malaria and dengue fever. A fever that was once limited to specific tropics now spreads wider and more eagerly. 10. Migration and conflict. Migratory patterns once reflected desires and aspirations, rather than survival or necessity. Moving meant seeking new opportunities, not fleeing from altered climates. However, today's migrations of humans resemble exoduses, as millions become climate refugees. Scarcity of resources like water and arable land ignites tensions and conflicts. Often resources that are scarce trigger major conflicts, as seen in regions like the Middle East and Sub-Saharan Africa. Movement, once a hopeful passage, often turns into a journey driven by desperation.